So today's going to be a fun day because I got a package from Birmingham Pen. And this sealing tape that they use for the package is very nice, very customized. They do a good job. Let's take a look at the ink. So the first thing that greets you when you open up the package is this nice envelope. Nice gold colored print. Let's see what's inside. So, the Birmingham Pen Company is known for its amazing approach, detailed, focused. You get a nice little pamphlet that introduces you if you're not familiar with them. And they're very happy with your patronage. It's always nice to have the seller thank you. And of course, your expected experience and support them on social media. So it's all good. We need to look at the package and see what's inside. Well, I find it interesting that the shipping documentation says Freight Manifest. And of course, there's the 2 inks that I got. I can't wait to see what they look like. How could I not get these inks with those amazing names that they have put on them? Ugh. When I uncapped the Interstellar Bronze, I was impressed with this little insert, which really would seal well, but it belongs in the cap as the extra-dimensional umber shows. Yeah, this is bronze, this is umber. So what I'll do is I'll put this in the cap, put a little bit of glue there in that middle section, and we'll be good as new. Here are the inks on a paper towel. I dried off the things I used to do the samples. Bronze, umber. They're both in the brown family, and they're kind of dark. They said it was saturated, and it is. So I recorded the inks using glass nib pen here for this writing. This writing is for reference ink, the Tesla coil ink grading from Birmingham Pens. Has some nice red sheen, which I'll try to bring out. The Interstellar Bronze also has a really nice green sheen, which shows up in this spotch here. Umber shows some potentially good shading, but not the dimensions that Interstellar Bronze does. But what's the real test is when we get it into a pen. So you may ask how the inks work on copy paper, not necessarily fountain pen friendly, but the Interstellar Bronze still has a nice green sheen to it. And the ultra-dimensional umber, it's brown. Flip it over. We'll see what I consider to be minimal bleed through. A little bit of show through, but very good. And this is also the sample we'll use to test water resistance. So you may say, Chris, you haven't done a chromatography for a while, and I thought these inks would work well in chromatography, and I think it's interesting. I stopped doing it because I didn't really find a way to relate the chromatography results to the way the ink works on paper when you write. So the bronze, it's hard to tell this is going to be a brown when it comes out. And it's hard to tell that you're going to get that green sheen, but that's kind of what sits up here at the top of the chromatography. The umber has a very interesting chromatography. Lots of variations there, lots of different colors. You got your blue, you got your red, you got some yellow. It's just a nice combination. Again, you look at the chromatography, and it's hard to relate that to what you see when you write on a piece of paper. Things I've noticed about chromatography, it does indicate water resistance, and based on the chromatography, I expect very little water resistance. Let's see. It's a copy paper. It's been drying for over 24 hours, so it should be very dry, and we'll see immediately stuff starts to come off. Immediately. And it continues to come off. Yes, it's as we thought. Not much water resistance, so we're going to let it sit there for 5 minutes as we usually do. and we'll pull it up and see what's left. Well, I think it's ready to pull up this sheet. Yep, a lot of ink came off of it, no question about that. But it's almost readable. I wouldn't call it an ink with much water resistance, but some remains, which sometimes is all you need. So you may ask, let's see some live writing, so we will. So this is a nib that I got many years ago. For a stub, I think it's a great stub. Certainly at a good price if you can find it. Lays down a decent patch of ink. It's very sensitive to angle because it's a pretty big stub. So you need to keep it on the paper properly. If you move the angle, you can get some what appears to be skipping. The amber ink is just very consistent. It's a very nice brown. It just doesn't have the subtlety or dimension that I thought it might. So one thing that I'm impressed with is both of these inks dry really quickly. You know, the smear is just hardly even there, even though it put down a nice dense line. So overall, what's my assessment of these inks? Well, I love the Interstellar Bronze. I love the green sheen, which shows up on almost any paper you write on, which is not typical of a lot of sheening inks. Both of these inks have great flow. You know, if you like the color, you get the ink. It's my feeling on it. But there's no real dimension, like I mentioned, to the umber. So we've reached the conclusion of this video. Hopefully it finds everybody safe, healthy, and happy. Enjoy your inks, your pens. You know, using your pens to deposit some ink on some surface. Always a very pleasurable experience from what I enjoy. So with that, I hope this video finds everyone safe, healthy, and happy. Enjoying your day, your life. Hey, have some fun. So with that, we've reached the end. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and we will say bye.